Hello, good evening. This is Doc for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Wednesday, the 28th of April. Starting with BTC versus the US dollar, again, we have the same conundrum as we did over the last couple of days. This is a daily downtrend happening right now. Now, this is only what I believe to be a weekly pullback. So within that context of that weekly pullback, we're going to have a daily downtrend. And the way to erase the pullback and get that started back on the next weekly swing to the upside is to have the daily chart change polarity. Now that's going to happen on the 5-hour chart first, so we can kind of zoom in and see what's going on here. Downtrend, bear flag that we talked about last week. All right, so far so good. This might be a reversal setting up here. But we're definitely going to have to see the price break above this level here, 57 to 58,000 at some point. When is that going to happen? And we're not going to have a reversal until it gets above and beyond that level. Otherwise, we just have to assume that this is a lower high setting up for the next leg down. So ultimately, to me, this is still not bearish yet, just based on what I'm seeing with the price action and also the way that the price action is moving, right? We had much more volatile and violent distribution at the top in the end of 2017, early 2018 versus anything that we're seeing here. This is just more a very mild distributive behavior where it's moving into consolidation. And that makes sense if we understand what's happening on the monthly chart. Now, as you can see here, there's a mixed market today. It's not worth going into all these coins, but it's worth looking at a couple of these. This is Ethereum, and Ethereum continues to rip to the upside, setting up for the eventual targets that we called out a long time ago for 27 to 2,800. So it's doing so on increasing volume as it's broken out above this level here. So you can kind of see how the volume tailed off and is starting to build back up again. So that's all good. The next coin to bring up is Dogecoin. Now, before you get all excited on Dogecoin, what you have to understand here is the structure. So initial swing to the upside, strong pullback, and a nice bounce so far, but be careful that this doesn't turn into a lower high. If this turns into a lower high and then starts to drop below these levels, this could easily turn into a rout and go all the way back down to here. The lower high is the most devastating pattern that I know of in technical analysis. And the reason for that is really seen if we trade at the hard right edge, right? So we can see this here, it's bouncing up and everything so far looks good. But if you extrapolate this as a lower high, everybody's going to be leaning long in this case. And we've already seen that to some degree today as the highs have been sold into. So just watch out if this candle gets reversed or the price starts to trade below 25 cents, then I believe that we're going to see a very quick trip to the downside. So be careful of Dogecoin. It's fun. It's fun to trade. It's inexpensive. So it's not necessarily an investment. It's just a trade, but watch below 25 cents. Next one to talk about is Sol. And this one is setting up a nice little bull flag. And this needs to go on for a little bit longer. And as we talked about, the weekly chart is really out of it right now. But this can continue to just set up little bull flags and then keep breaking out. It just won't go very far if that's the case. But I love the price action on this one. Looks really good, really strong looking coin. Last one I want to bring up for today is Decentraland. So Decentraland has kind of broken out above this $1.20 level. So it did get retested here, false breakout. But this looks pretty good. Now, we just don't have the volume like we did back here, but this is a nice, strong breakout so far. I'd like to see more volume, but watch what happens around $1.60 for this. If it's able to smash through there, then we have to believe in what's happening here with Decentraland. So a lot of energy at the daily chart. If we go out to the weekly chart, we have enough energy to make whatever needs to happen. And the monthly chart is, at least on Binance, is just not very mature. So we're going to focus on the daily and the weekly. But Decentraland looks actually pretty good and has looked good for quite a while. And that's it for today's report. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you on the live stream today. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.